Good morning, church. Happy Tuesday. It's Shelby Slowey, one of the associate pastors at Brentwood United Methodist Church, for today's digital discipleship. And to be honest, I have struggled to think about what I wanted to talk about today. And then I came across a poem by Wendell Berry. And I think rather than try to explain all the thoughts and feelings that it gave me, I will just read it aloud for you. This is a poem from his collection of Sabbath poems called This Day. Sabbath Poems Collected and New, 1979 to 2013. Highly recommend this book of poems. This is one that he wrote in 1995, and it's called The Old Man Climbs a Tree. He had a tall cedar he wanted to cut for posts, but it leaned backward toward the fence, and there's no gain in tearing down one fence to build another. To preserve the fence already built, he needed to fasten a rope high up in the cedar and draw it tight to the trunk of another tree, so that as he sawed the cedar free of its stance, it would sway away from the fence as it fell. To bring a ladder would require too long a carry up through the woods. Besides, you can't climb into a cedar tree by means of a ladder, too branchy. He would need first to cut off all the branches, and for that would need a ladder. And so he thought he would need to climb the tree itself. He'd climbed trees many times in play when he was a boy, and many times since, when he'd had a reason. He'd loved always his reasons for climbing trees. But he'd come now to the age of remembering, and he remembered his boyhood fall from an apple tree, and being brought into his mother, his wits dispersed, not knowing where he was, though where he was this world still. If that should happen now, he thought, the world he waked up in would not be this one. The other world is nearer to him now. But trailing his rope, untied as yet to anything but himself, he climbed up once again and stood where only birds and the wind had been before. And he knew it was another world after all that he had climbed up into. There are no worlds but other worlds. The world of the field mouse, the world of the hawk, the world of the beetle, the world of the oak, the worlds of the unborn, the dead, and all the heavenly host. And he is alive in all those worlds while living in his own. Known or unknown, every world exists because the others do. The treetops are another world, smelling of bark, a stratum of freer air and larger views, from which he saw the world he'd lived in all day until now. Its intimate geography changed by his absence, and by the height he saw it from. The sky was a little larger, and all around the aerial topography of trees, green and gray, the ground almost invisible beneath. He perched there, ungravitied as a bird, knotting his rope and looking about, worlded in worlds on worlds, pleased and unafraid. There are no worlds but other worlds, and all the other worlds are here, reached or almost reachable by the same outstretching hand, as he, perched upon his high branch, almost imagined flight. And yet when he descended into this other world, he climbed down all the way. He did not swing out from a lower limb and drop, as once he would have done. May this poem be for you a moment to cherish, to reflect upon, to imagine the beauty of living in just one tiny world in the midst of so many worlds, worlds that our God has the ability to see and interact with fully, worlds that we can only catch glimpses of. And may that bring you a sense of peace in a time when our world seems shaky, and may it bring you a sense of hope that there will come a time where we are all united together in love. So, one final reading. This is John O'Donohue's To Bless the Space Between Us. It's a book of blessings. And I want to leave you with this blessing, a blessing for solitude. May you recognize in your life the presence, power, and light of your soul. May you realize that you are never alone, that your soul and its brightness and belonging connects you intimately with the rhythm of the universe. May you have respect for your individuality and difference. May you realize that the shape of your soul is unique, that you have a special destiny here, that behind the facade of your life, there is something beautiful and eternal happening. May you learn to see yourself with the same delight, pride, and expectation with which God sees you in every